With y'all about working at Dollar General. It was actually like my favorite job ever. Something about that job just made me feel like I was at home, like it was where I was supposed to be. Okay, so one, you have a high chance of moving up. They're not just selling you something, like you really could move up within like at least 6 months. When I was there, they were telling me that I wasn't going to get hired because I was 17, and usually the manager doesn't want to hire someone 17. When I walked in there, they hired me on the spot and I was working the next day. It's really based off of personality. So when someone tells you that, don't get discouraged because they don't know you. And that's like really big with people. They don't understand that there are exceptions and stuff, like almost like Monopoly. Like, you know how like there's little loopholes and stuff? With everything, there's loopholes. I went in there confident saying, I'm going to get this job. And I actually ended up really doing that. Okay, so depending on what Dollar General and like what state you're in and stuff, I guess it all depends. But here in Texas, I loved working at Dollar General. However, there were safety issues as far as different locations. I felt like they should have had security to walk people out, because a lot of people that would, before I worked there, they told us about the story where this guy demanded money and then one of the cashiers got up and ran and got everyone there killed. What a lot of people really don't realize is we can't, like, it doesn't work like that where you could just say, here, let me go get the safe and stuff. It does not work like that. There's a process. There's so much stuff that you have to do where it's not even really just like worth going in there doing that. And I think that's a big misconception. Like, we're supposed to close like 30 minutes early. There were some times where people would like let somebody in, and I'd be like, if it's something like right there they're gonna get. There was one incident where one of the cashiers let somebody in, and I'm sitting here doing everything, I'm closing down, and I see this lady, she's peeking like over the corner and stuff, and I thought that was weird. And she was like, I thought that lady left. And I said, no, I didn't ring anyone out. So she was waiting in the store, and situations like that can be dangerous for everybody. Like, there's reasons why there's rules and regulations and stuff that we just really have to follow. There was another time where you're supposed to have a receipt, or like you could do like an even exchange if items from there, and you could verify that. A lady had came into the store. She had a lot of piercings. She wasn't even really dressed and stuff, and she smelled musty. And she walked to the register, and I already knew it was going to be an issue because every time someone comes in, I greet them. I say, hi, welcome to Dollar General. And she didn't say anything. She just came in with an attitude. And then she was like, her card kept on declining. And she was like, nah, there's money on that card. There's money on that card. And at a certain amount of time, you cannot swipe that no more. And she gets mad at me and yanks stuff and then starts throwing stuff down. So I just felt like, wow. And that was really one of those situations where I didn't feel like I needed to call the manager because I had it under control. I remained calm. And then I told her, okay, well, now that you threw that stuff, you need to leave the store. Thank you. And she was like, I'll see you at 8 and stuff. I guess she was assuming I got off at 8. And it was just ridiculous, crazy, people on drugs and stuff. You have that when you're working at like places, like especially doing customer service. Okay, now there was another incident where a lady came in and she tried to give me this candle and said she needed $1. And I said, okay, well, do you have a receipt? And there was nothing in the candle. And you could clearly tell she had like, she was bent out of shape. She was a drug addict. She came in and she wanted $1, and I actually was reaching in my pocket just to give her one because I felt bad. But the manager said, we cannot return this and all this other stuff. Long story short, the lady spit in my face. That's never happened to me in my life. Hasn't happened since. I wouldn't allow it. I was really in shock. And it was like one of those moments like where everything just stops, and it happened because like I reached in back of my pocket to like get the money out, and all I see is like spit on my face, and it's not like a little bit of spit. It was like fucking like a loogie or something, and I was like freaking out and stuff, and they called the cops, but it's like it really wouldn't do any good and stuff, and thank God it was years ago this happened due to COVID and everything, but like, you know, situations like that are very dangerous. There's been like situations where people would walk in and try to scope out the store. There's times where you don't want to watch somebody what they're doing. What I used to do when people would be coming in and like stealing stuff, basically, I would say, "Excuse me, sir," or "Excuse me, ma'am, do you need a cart for that stuff?" That's how you handle situations like that. And then they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah," you know, take stuff out of their pockets and stuff, and then like, you know, end up either purchasing the items or either just leaving it there. That's how I would always address conflict. There was not one time where I ever got frustrated, irritated with a customer. I love that job. My favorite part of it was like when you're stocking everything, you're making the aisles neat. Like for some reason, like I was really big on, I love mopping and just keeping the store clean and stuff. Like I had a different stress level because of like an incident, and like due to like I had very bad panic attacks and anxiety, certain things like that. But overall, like most of the management were good and appreciative. Like when you came into the store, because they allow you, like say for instance, if there was a store that needed someone to cover, they'd allow you to come in and stuff. And my attitude was like, if they wanted me to come in, it was 3 hours that I didn't have. I said, shoot, like you're doing me a favor. So I come in, the manager will be so appreciative, and I say, come on, let's get this stuff done. And we'd hurry up, stock everything, clean up everything, and just keep it going. And then like they're like, one, the manager's happy that they got someone to cover. Two, it shows that you're reliable. Three, if you do a good job, they're gonna call you back, so it worked for everyone. And also it would take loads off of the managers, because unfortunately sometimes managers, they like, I feel bad for the main manager, because like when someone doesn't come in and stuff, they can't just leave. Like it doesn't work like that. I may have had like a situation or two like where I might have a manager and stuff. I remember one manager was in the back with her boyfriend doing God knows what and stuff, but it didn't matter to me because I'm like, well, I'm not being bothered by this. There's no, like, it's not nothing busy and stuff like that, like too busy, and I was gonna be up here anyway. So that was really good. Like I felt like SpongeBob going to work there. It's just something about that atmosphere. You're working with like just one other person. So y'all pretty much, like for the most part, unless it's really busy, y'all have space away from each other. So you're not crammed up places. And I noticed like with my anxiety, when I used to like, I worked at fast food before, and that's where the like really, really bad anxiety kicked in, because you gotta be fast paced. You're working around people with different personalities that do not know how to handle customers or even be polite to people in general, which always made me wonder, are they just hiring people? Because like when you do like interviews and stuff, they always say good customer service, good customer service. And I'm just like, well, how the hell did they pass that part? I'm like, you don't argue with the customer. I don't think that's a smart thing to do. Like, so you had to deal with like way different personalities. Everybody wants to be macho. Everybody wants to prove a point and stuff. And I didn't give a damn about the point. Like there's been times where somebody might come in, and I look at it like, you never know what happened to that person before they came in. All you know is now, so you got to try to give your best customer service and stuff. And like a lady came in before, and she was like, do y'all have any more cashiers and stuff? Jeez. Like, and she was like just really rude. And I said, I'm sorry I upset you. And she was taken back by that. She was just like, when you are polite with people and you diffuse people, you kill people with kindness, there's nothing else they can do but accept it, because you know they're not gonna embarrass themselves and like be rude in front of people. They're not gonna really do that because they know like how that looks. So if you could just remain calm, like the situation with me getting spit on, it could have been a lot worse. That lady was on drugs. She spit. It was smoke, spit, nasty stuff all in my face. I've never been spit on before. And this was a lady in her 40s, but she looked like she was in her 60s because like drugs and stuff got to her. And I looked at it like, I hope she's like not doing that to other people, because she's gonna come across the wrong person. Like, and regardless if she like really meant to spit on me, she meant to spit, and that was enough right there. And we called the cops and stuff. And like, I guess my manager was trying to I don't remember like the whole situation because it happened so fast, but I do remember like she was just somebody that was like in the local area and stuff, and you would always see her walking, but she would try to avoid over there. And it was just like a sucky situation that day. The pay is not the best depending and stuff. Sometimes managers don't want to pay, like, I don't know. Like, I had got a ridiculous offer one time where they said, well, I could only start you off at like 7.25. And before, when I was in it was in college, it was high school, I made more than that. And I was just like, she said, well, you're gonna move up like in a while and stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, I gotta feed my kids now. So like, no, this is just not gonna work. um what else? When you're doing like stalking and all that stuff, like, people were just coming in and out. So I guess that's why it was a good job for me, because I knew what I had to do. You check people out, they leave. It's not where they're sitting and they're eating and stuff. No one's gonna actually go to like Dollar General and sit there and eat a bag of chips and call that the local hangout spot. No, the faster, it's all on you. The faster you go, if you have like a difficult customer, the faster they leave. You give them their receipt. You don't even have to hand it to them. You put it on the counter. You give them the badge. You say thank you. Have a good day. Doesn't matter if they don't say anything back, because you know why? Them saying bye is them closing that door and leaving. So I enjoyed that. Um, Other than that, I've never really had any like serious situations there. Like, that was actually a job where I loved, and I never had any like really crazy experiences other than that spit incident, and that was like actually really traumatizing. But other than that, it was wonderful. Sometimes like they would like, if you really want to work and stuff, they will work you. So like, they might have you working all day, like on a Saturday and Sunday, and then want you to still keep on working on a Monday. Like, but they were more reasonable. They look at how many hours you worked and stuff, and they're like, hey, can we get you just please one more time? And then they'll let you like relax. So actually, that was like really big, because Dollar General compared to Walmart and stuff like that, I don't even know if they pay attention to how hard, they're working like employees, or they don't care. I don't know which one it is. I still haven't figured it out, but you could work all day, and like, they don't even give you like, assuming that you're gonna go to sleep in 8 hours, they don't even really give you that. They're just like, kind of like, come to work, it doesn't matter and stuff. Whereas Dollar General and stuff, it felt like just a family atmosphere. Like, my manager would sit there like sometimes and really just have conversation with me and stuff, and she was like, you're too nice, like, you don't take that and stuff. And I told her, like, and I actually taught her and stuff, I said, it's not about me being nice, it's about me being professional and me getting them out of there so they don't have to come to you. And then she was like, oh, you're so right. And so she goes, you're better than me. And I'm just like, it's not, you just got to learn to have patience with people and know, like, you never know what happened. Somebody could have came in there and their dog could have just got hit, and they're coming in there buying stuff to clean up stuff. Like, I always assume when someone's rude to never take it personal. And that's something like you really got to do with any job. You have to not take things personal. It just, like, for me, my anxiety's up when it's like an atmosphere where you were closed in, where there's like a lot of different things going on. That is where I'm just like, oh no, this is like just way too much, way too many personalities and stuff. And it's not necessarily like I have like a control issue. It's more of, it is stressful when you're working around people that could potentially make a situation dangerous. They can make a situation worse. The person may even forget the name of the person, and they might remember your name, and then you get reported for something crazy they did. It's just like a lot of stuff that goes with that. Again, the lady wasn't mad and stuff. She was like rude, but she didn't spit until the manager came and told her to get out. They had some words exchanged, and then she spit. So like that's the situation. But other than that, I will say like that's definitely a job I would highly, highly, highly recommend. Like it was like I don't know, like like Barbie on a cash register and stuff, and you're like, hi, like that was really my dream job. But that's just my experience.